UK, USA, Nigeria, and counting. Good Joe, come on. Thank you, guys. Oh, okay. All right, let's get started. I'm not going to take so much of your time because I want us to have a quick interactive session with my friend Ibrahim. And please, at that session, all the speakers, please feel free if you want to just chime in. You know, let's just do it. Let's do this together. I have about 21 slides, but then I'm not going to go through all the slides. I'm just going to pick a few things because all the speakers have said a bit of some of the things I want to talk about. But just to wrap it all up, survive. Can we say that together? Survive, reset, and thrive. Let's say it together again. Survive, reset, and thrive. All right, so have you ever been in a situation where all you can do is to survive? Like there are no other options than to survive. I've been there. And a whole lot of people, when you look at the statistics that Abraham gave about folks who live paycheck to paycheck, regardless of what they are earning, that's alarming and that's scary. It's alarming. It's alarming. There's this author guy, very popular, that I'm sure a lot of us have heard about him, who is now a voice in that industry. I mean, as an author, I try to learn from the experiences of other authors. And he was rejected 12 times by different publishing companies. Went into depression, locked himself up in the room for weeks. No one saw him. No one knew where he was. But at some point, right in that room, he got a call. And that was how he got his first publishing deal. And today, I mean, we've read his books, we've heard about him, J.K. Rowling, and I can go on and on talking about a lot of other people who went into depression because they had an expectation as to how long they are meant to be at that survival mode. Now, earlier I talked about the fact that we survived, we had to reset, we tried, we went back to surviving. That's a self-induced movement, right? Because intentionally drive myself back to that mood where I'm like, come on now, you have to survive through this. Reset, put things together, 2-3 years, and then boom, you're thriving in it. You hand it over to somebody. You know, when everyone was talking about businesses, selling businesses and all of that, was it Abraham? No. She was talking about selling businesses. And you came to mind because this is a master of building and selling. You know, I will talk about all of that at some point. But then there is this other survival mode that is not self-induced, but then you find yourself in it, but you can't help yourself out of it. There are certain things we need to know, certain things we need to do as we step out of the room today that will begin to thrive. We begin to thrive. But in between surviving and thriving is that key word that a lot of us miss. We want to jump from surviving to thriving. But there's in my little years of study of people and paper and processes, at some point in the story of everyone who have moved to thriving is that word that we miss. And that's why we brought it into the team for this year. Reset. Somebody say reset. Reset. And the truth of the matter is this, that a lot of us, a lot of people get used to being in that room. Me, myself, and I. You have become so used to it, like Dr. Jennifer said, so used to it that you now identify yourself with it. You now call yourself it. You now see yourself as it. We that cannot go beyond this level. You have excuses for it. You have reasons for it. And probably that's why you're sitting there. But it's time after today to have a rethink and press the reset button. I remember I said earlier about the fact that there are levels. And some of us, we're tribal. We want to be at the echelon. We want to be at the top of the top. We want when the first 10, first 20 are being called, first 5. Our name should be called. Not because we want to prove a point to anybody. A lot of you just meeting us for the first time. You go out there now, you want to talk about what we do. That's how we do it. One event at a time, one person at a time. That's what we've been doing for 21 years. One event at a time, one person at a time. So the big question before we get started is, at what stage are you now? Are you at the survival stage? Are you at the reset stage? Or you're at the thriving stage? That's the first thing. We need to identify which stage you are. Not pretending to be there. You know, someone earning 1,500 pounds every month, using 1,800 a week. Doesn't add up, right? Does it add up? Doesn't add up. When Dr. Jen started, she talked about survival not being a destination. I said it this way, that survival is like you being in a hallway. Coming into this event right now, you're going to pass through the hallway. I see survival when you are at the hallway. You can be on that hallway for as long as the days, the weeks, and the years can count. What question are you asking? People would come, get into the rooms, you're still there. People would come, where's the meeting taking place? And that was the first thing I asked when I came in. I'm very quick to ask him for direction. Very quick at asking for direction. That's what people who are at the survival stage do. That's what we do. We're asking questions where we are hungry to know. We're making moves that will point us to the room. We're not assuming. And I'm sure you've heard about assumption being the lowest level of intelligence. Lowest level of intelligence. How to navigate survival mode. Jump a few slides. How to navigate, let's talk about that. How to navigate survival mode. Can we get it there? How to navigate survival mode. So everybody can say it. Number 1 is awareness. Awareness. Recognize that you are there. That's the first thing. Recognize that you are in survival. So regardless of the fact that I call someone my friend, doesn't mean that we are at the same level. Are we together? and I call someone my brother, deep on the inside of me, I know the level at which she is, I know the level at which he is, and I know my level. Understanding that push the kind of questions I would ask, the kind of support I would ask, the kind of direction I would ask. And that's where a lot of people miss it. He is my friend, and boom, friend zone, your next springboard. The next springboard. When I was going to sit for a particular high level certification, I had a friend who sent me the materials I needed, the documents I needed and all of that. And I sat for it once, I aced it. I sat for the to renew it some few weeks ago. I was telling Abraham about it. And I aced it. And this morning, that certification they would have to review, call people to ask them questions about you. Did you work there? And then this morning, just this morning, I got the congratulations. Your certificate will be shipped to you. Just this morning. But then, that email that says congratulations, carrying my name, is beyond my name. It's a combination of the first person who told me about it. He did. Yep. Of the next person who sent me the materials, of the other one who told me how to read and prepare for it, what chapters I should focus on. It's a combo of all of that. So we need to understand the dynamics of how we can jump from that ocean called survival. We need to understand that it doesn't come cheap, and it doesn't come by 9 to 10. It doesn't come by, I just finished this ship, I'm going to another one, and you can't imagine, I passed 1 a.m., and at 5 a.m. I had to be up because I need to catch up with another ship. For how long will you continue that way? For as long as you refuse to ask the right questions, to network with the right people, and to do the right things. One of the reasons why I wrote that to candidates is so you understand that while you are doing this, you can begin to freelance for the next level. You can begin to intern for the next level. You can begin to seek for certifications for the next level. You can begin to go on LinkedIn and ask questions from people who are at that level. How do I get to that level? What do I need to? And the way you ask those questions also matter. Some people ask questions that they know nothing about from the place of authority as though they know. That's the error of our age and time. That people wear the color of who they are not. To want to ask questions from who they want to be, not knowing that who you want to be is looking at you as though you are there. The error of our time. Now, why is it quiet though? Recognize that you are there. So when I recognize that I'm a male man, I dress like a male man. When I recognize that I'm a she, her, I do what? I dress like a she, her. It's the place of recognition. But then when I have all the roots of a he, him, internally, and I dress like a she, her, I confuse you all. Right? So I don't even know what kind of clothing or what kind of couch should I ask when She says that the stomach upset, are you having the monthly visitor or you confused, right? Now, that's the same thing that happens in this journey to greatness, in this journey to success, where you look like what you are not, wanting to be guided as though you are. It's the error of our time. She talked about mentorship, Dr. Jen. I'm big on mentorship. I'm here today because of mentorship. Everybody around me knows that. I would not call mentor friend. I don't know how to mix that. My mentors, because of some level of achievement or some level of growth and thriving, some call me their friends. But when I want to call them, I don't call them friends. Understanding the, let's do something. Get me 2 cups quickly, water. Understanding that positioning, now let's assume, because that's not what I wanted, let's assume that this one is full and this one is half empty. This is full and this is half empty. Quickly fill one up. Try that. Let's not assume. Let's do it practical. Somebody say awareness. At every level, be it as an educationist, right? Or an IT person or a health person, be aware of your struggles. So, can this, put it side by side, can this fill this up? Can this fill this up? Yes. All right. Don't move this, fill it up. Is that possible? Why? Positioning. That's the key word. Positioning, right? Can this fill this up? Can this fill this up? Why? Positioning. Try. Hold on. Can this fill this up? Can this fill this up? Think. It can. But then, who needs to be filled up the most? Positioning. Okay, so Eva and I were having a conversation earlier this morning about spirituality. No, 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 don't, no, yeah. Now, as soon as I said spirituality, ah, somebody else switched into that Shandai. It's not Shandai. It's beyond it. Everything, and I want to drive home the point of purpose. If this is all I'm going to talk about now, and then we'll go into the next phase, I did a good job. I think so. Just to ignite you to go start thinking. If, and I'm talking about purpose now, everything you see is created. That was what I was doing. That was what I was doing. Then you call me, I'm in Leeds, for example, the phone Because at the end of that, you know when you put your phone number, your email, I had all those things handwritten. Somebody says survival mood. It's not joke. I write it. Then you call me, then that's what you will read somewhere in Edinburgh. You know, your friend of mine. This survival thing is relative. I hope you know that. Like me watching one of the richest men in Africa, they were asking him that how you going? I said, we're surviving. And I'm like, come on. Yeah. create anything, you can create services, you can create events. I've been here, I've been in this hall a few times before you guys. And I've never been here. Do you understand? I'm going to be there because I'm already there. When I say I begin to live in it, I begin to move there. And then I'm putting things together because I know that it is created twice. So if you visit your bank account, you can create it 2 times. First time you go there, it looks empty. You go back there again, you start putting stuff in it. By telling yourself the things not, you know what I'm trying to say. You have to start telling you what are the things I need to do to feel. That's how you create it. The way I'm going to hit 50,000 savings at the end of this year is going to be difficult. So what do I need to do? Now put the numbers together. If you want to have 50,000 at the end of the year, December 31st, 2025, how much should you be making every month? How much should you be making every week? How much should you be making every day? And how much should you be making every hour? That's how to do it, guys. Success is not cheap. Driving is not cheap. It's hard work on its own. So enough of cheap talks. It's time to get into action. That's what I'm trying to say. As I wrap it up, it's time to get into action. You will think I am coming to speak to the King of England today. I slept for roughly 3 hours. Roughly 3 hours. Not because of this presentation. I could have done this night about 2 hours. So it's not because of this. But I created things that should happen here when we are done. That's how we do it. That's why people leave our presence and they're like, there's just something about you. Come on now. There has to be. There has to be. Because we're not just humans. We're beyond humans. See, the sky is the limit. We're not talking skies anymore. We're talking galactics. Galaxies. Do you get it? It's not cheap. Actually, fuel is cheap. One of the cheapest commodities in the world doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Or do a lot opposite purpose. I'm not seeing the result. You can't see it. Because that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So what's the first thing I said? Number 2?
Redefine success.
Number 3?
Strategy from traction.
Number 4, we build systems. We build systems. We build systems. You can't thrive on faulty foundations. How do you talk about that? You can't thrive on faulty foundations. The first video that was played in this series talked about one thing. About me, about the system, the organization. Consistency. Oh, if I love you, if I'm committed to you, you will be asking yourself. I trained myself to do that. So any cause I believe in, we'll succeed together, we'll fail together. That's how it is. What is that one thing? And that's an assignment that you want to write down. What is that one thing that you can die for? And don't call something big. I'm saying what we all can relate with. What 6-year-old daughter can relate to it. What your 3-year-old niece or nephew can relate to it. That when you tell him or her, that, oh yeah, I get it, uncle. That's how simple life is. And life should be. Build systems around yourself, boundaries around yourself. Rebuild the foundation. I'm rebuilding my financial foundation now. Rebuilding it. Do you know I came into the UK yesterday? And by this time tomorrow, I'll be in Maryland. I will be in Maryland by this time tomorrow. Who does that? Foolishly committed to purpose. So when you say, I want to be great, I want to be successful, I want to break beyond survival, you're telling yourself, I want to work somewhere hard, I want to let go of some friendship, I want to let go of some relationship, I want to let go of some lifestyle, I want to let go of some drive, I want to let go of some hunger, I want to let go. It comes with a price, and the price will get to that place of thriving, where you become the one everyone wants to listen to. When you cough, everybody around you catches cold. That's where I am right now. So when I'm thinking, I'm like, what do I do when the coverage comes on and I talk for 2 minutes and everybody's cool, everybody's quiet. Everybody leaves on the 3rd minute and don't look at me. They're like, you won't go. Okay. But then I have to create that to be. Till you don't give me double thumbs up. Till you on my neck. You've got so much. You've got so much. You have a chance. Premium. I'll get there in a bit. Don't worry. I'm not looking at anybody. That's what everybody. Right now, one thing you can die for, number one. Number two, right now, one thing you need to reset your life or your business today. One thing you need to reset in your life. You don't have to write it down, but write a question down or take a screenshot of the question. The first one I added to it, but the second one is right there on the screen. Big boys with big problems, sagging and none of that. So we got a perfume from this a few weeks ago, and they told me the price of hundreds of dollars. I like it. Looks good. Thank you. And that's why I did I was thinking. You know when you're so close, that's why I say be careful of revealing. I think one of he's like, I was done mentally, I just created it. Do you understand? Just create it in your mind. You know, some people say that one day and many of them say WW changes, right? To create your own WW something, what would KDK do? That's the place of mentorship or coaching. Ooh. And finally, how can I stay in a thrive mode? Number one, continuous learning. How can I stay in a thrive mode? Number one, continuous learning. And you get there, it's way after some points. So I just how can I stay in a thrive mode? Yeah, number one, continuous learning. Stay curious. Stay what? Curious. Because what got you here will not take you there. So it won't keep you here and it will not take you there. Are we together? Every man is a product of his decisions.
You see, right here, where you are right now, is based on the decisions you made yesterday. Whether you like it or not. Not your daddy's, not your mommy's, not your uncle, not your auntie. It's based on your decisions. And where you will be tomorrow will be based on the decisions you are making today, right now. As you step out of this hall, decisions determines destiny, decision determines striving. Pressure will be all around, but it is you that will tell those pressure because you own you. You are the one that will tell all those pressures to keep quiet. Tell them to keep quiet. Blood, water, fire. Keep quiet. Yeah, you're not married. You should be married now. Your mates have happened. I'll block you. They bought a car for me, for my friend. When my friend was 70, and they built the house for my friend when my friend was 85. All of you guys don't know that. I'll block you.
Factory saying.
Traveling is one shit. When you start, it's going to look like you're all by yourself. That's why you want to be careful the kind of people you have around you. There are people I know that come rain or high waters. They are with me. They are with me not just a box. Like they will sell to make sure that I am not stranded because they know that I will sell to make sure they are not stranded. Do you understand? So if you are making hundreds of pounds, do you have folks, one or two persons in your network who is already making thousands of pounds? When you are making thousands of pounds, do you have that one person or the second who is making millions of pounds? And then if you are making millions of pounds, you have that one or two person that is making multi-millions of pounds. And then if you have that one person making multi-millions of pounds, and you have that one person who is making billions of pounds. Can we be comfortable to talk about these things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, say 10 million pounds.
10 million pounds.
Just say calmly, don't be too forced. Just say 10 million pounds.
10 million pounds.
Say 100 million pounds. Just say
100 million pounds.
Just say 5,000 pounds. So, like they always say, these 3 points of mine. You see the points here. Number 2, environment design. Number 3, purpose driven execution. I already talked about environment. I talked about continuous learning already, right? Great books. So let's talk about this. Everyone please get ready in a bit. I'm going to call you up very soon. Are you guys good? Are we learning? This is shutting up, right? So we can step out of here better people. Okay? So, what book are you reading now to me? Good. What book are you guys reading? I know you keep all the shit, but what book are you reading? I know you want really hard, but what book are you reading?
12 Rules for Life. I just
It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to read like I do. One book every week or one book every 2 weeks. You don't have to do all of that. But you have to. You have to. You have to read. Stay curious. environment design. Some of you are in Manchester. That probably may not be where we should be. You're an IT person. Where is the IT hub? I'm not saying in England. Do you understand? And they probably don't know before they want you on site or they want you to do hybrid. You have to be there. You have to be close there. I'm not saying you have to close up shop now and start going. You should have an exit plan. Right? Exit plan meaning that you should now have an address around there. Because on your resume or your CV, whatever you guys study here, should have that location as your address. You are applying for a job in London and then you are willing to find a place in London and then you are putting the arrow on that place to get a job in London. That's not how it works. And how to switch is to begin to do, like I said, internship, freelancing in the area of your skills, in the area of your purpose and assignment. Don't really they want to go to cybersecurity. And you're going to cybersecurity company, well, you work with cybersecurity. That's how they thrive. That's how we thrive. We're going to build a mega city in Africa, and we already have a template. It's going to cost us multi-millions of dollars, but we don't even have half of $1 million. Do you understand? We are going to go and meet it and harass it to come. Intelligent harassment. Smart. Are we together? So you don't meeting after that you want to have a business. Tell me, how much does it cost to do a business plan? Do the business plan with the one with the mindset of the future where you're going. The other one with how to go there. Do you understand? Environment design, move. So say you might just need to move. Move. So I have a quote here that I came up with just last night when I was just, not sleeping, and I said it to the guy, the media guy. I said, thriving is not a destination. Thriving is not a destination, it's a disciplined way of living. Are we together? It's a what? Disciplined way of living. So what's the bridge here? The bridge is this. You need to have courage to let go, number one. Number two, you need to have clarity to reset. And number three, you need to consistently grow. And we'll wrap it up here to the Big Real Impact UK 2025 question. What story will you write from here? We've had Dr. Jen speak, introducing the topic, the theme for this conference, this summit, sorry. You heard Timmy talk about business. You heard Abraham Ibrahim talk about money. Give mine any topic you want to give to it. I just wanted to set you guys on fire at the spot. And go out there and not born. That's what I want to do. So what story will you write from here? And I said, after today, survival is no longer your identity. It's going to be your testimony. And after now, so this is where I am today, right? It's what's your name again, Miss? The Fermis. What's your name again? Daniela. Good. So this is where you are today. Where do you want to be tomorrow? I'm just asking you now. Where do you want to be tomorrow? Tomorrow doesn't mean tomorrow like date, time, and venue. Where would you want to be tomorrow? How do you bridge the gap between today and your tomorrow? That's what I want you guys to go with. Please let me bring up my friend Abraham very quickly. Yes, the community comes on. All right. I'm gonna let's get this done quickly. All right. All right. Let's just stand and breathe.
Okay.
Social capital. Can you tell us a little bit about how you've been able to build social capital so far? And what are the lessons that you have learned over time in building social capital?
Jessica, I think we should sit.
Okay, let's see. Can we get 2 chairs, please? Okay.
There's a reason why I said we should sit. KTK has been spilling fire from here. Who has been feeling it? I could barely sit on my chair. I was just like, okay, I could barely. So, if we stand, we will add more to that.
Oh, it's not move. Okay, yeah, just. Okay, thank you.
Sorry for disrupting the setup. It just feels like from all.
Need more refreshment, please go ahead and grab some for yourself. If we still have more, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Social capital.
Because you get to reach people, you get to, how best can we relate with how to scale? Let me put it that way.
So I'll start from, let's define social capital.
Guys, I really need to listen to this. Very important. Very, very important. Okay?
Let's define social capital. I think one of the mistakes, or one of the things we get tempted to do most of the time is we try to feel like we're the smartest. So when you're having a conversation or you're in a room, you're not there to listen, you're there to talk.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So when you try to build social capital, first thing first, when you're in the room, be present. Because people who have experience, when they're talking to you and they see that this person is not listening, they shut down and they just make casual conversations. So when you want to get people to go deep with you, you need to recognize when you're in the room or you're having conversations, be present. That's number one. Number two, so I try personally not to, in my clique of people or in my circle, I try to be the not smartest person, if that makes sense. So I work more with people who are more experienced. Like Kichiki mentioned in his presentation, like I have people around me that I've done things I'm aspiring to do in the next 20 years. That is there now, right now. Like I have people who are wealthy, who've left multi-billion-dollar corporations, and I'm sitting in the room with them and we're having chats. So I think building social capital means, one, recognizing the room. Two is also being humble. A lot of us are not humble. There are some times where you just have to just get in a room and just shut up and listen. Because these people are trying to impact what you don't know. There are certain times where I'm in conversations and they're talking about deals of certain amounts and I'm like, I've not done deals worth that amount. There's nothing I can contribute except they ask you for your opinion. Just shut up. So that's number two. Number three is never ask for a favor unless absolutely necessary. A lot of us have relationship with people, and what we end up doing is we go to them and ask for favor all the time. The challenge with that is 95% of the time, everyone that goes to them is asking for something. Okay? And when you ask for something, they are wired to, this guy's complicated, this guy. So they are not giving it their 100%. So if you find yourself in places with them, don't ask them for favor. Ask them, teach me this, teach me that. I promise you, they will be the ones advocating for you when you're not there. Wow. Because they want to keep you going with them. I'll give an example.
Yes, please.
I used to have,
Wow. Yeah. That was good.
I used to have a boss I worked with. I won't mention his name.
Yeah. Just tell the story. Yes.
Scott Blank.
You know who that is?
He and his brother
You
funded.
guys have heard about Under Armour? Okay, so that's this one of us.
So he invited me December for his Christmas party at his house. So he has a penthouse in Baltimore. So we got there, and when we got there, I was shocked to see the governor of our state in the room. Now, that will not happen if I have a need and I go to Scott and I say, because when he exposes me to his social cycle, he's worried.
The needs are not even major needs.
Yes.
You're asking for people at that level for £1,000. I'm going to pay my distance. Can you talk me with £1,000? And you're talking to a multi-billionaire. I know you are at that phase struggling, but you are pressing the wrong button in the right place.
No, that's the entire point. That's what Kelly just said now, because at that point, the challenge now is the time you actually now meet them. You've bumped the bridge, because they say you only have one attempt at first. You only have one attempt at first impression. Because you've never asked them for anything, the one time you ask them, they want to do it. Why not make it something big so that at that point you can get and accelerate yourself? But a lot of us actually starve our future just for some little inconvenience.
Wow.
So I'm very strategic with my relations. So when I'm in rooms with some of these people, I just shut up and let them take. For example, I was asking, how do I become XYZ in real estate? And he said to me, once you have your real estate portfolio worth X amount, come back to me, I'll give you the roadmap for what? For commercial real estate. What did I do? This has been 3 years, right? I've been on that journey driving aggressively. Because I know when I reach that number, oh yeah, Oga, let's talk now. And now it's going to show me the template was for the next X amount of time. You see where I'm going? For people like that, when you build a social capital, don't just focus on, oh, this person is rich. No, there are certain people that you cultivate different relationship with certain people. So you don't always abuse it, because I'll give you another example. I'm an introvert. Okay? I'm an introvert. Yet I know a lot of people.
So what you're saying now is that all of this, I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to people. I don't like it's
BS. It's BS. It's complete BS. You know why I say that? Because you're an introvert, but you have a friend that you're or your sister comes to talk to you, or your mom comes, you interact with them. Well, you just don't have common ground. So if you identify and you have common ground with people, and you know this person that is pushing me forward to the next level, and this is KDK, his session kind of like, round the whole thing up. So, like, if you know that, okay, this particular person, my future is determined on how well I relate with this person, you'll take it a little bit more seriously. Take, for example, you won't see me at certain places because it's draining for me. But there are certain places where you see me at. In a room like this, absolutely I'm here.
Whoa. All right. So, what mistakes have you made in building in this part, social capital part? Maybe one, two, a few that you can remember. I know it's probably a journey because you've been able to fix a lot of that. And how have you been able to remediate that? What would you suggest that I did this, guys, but now I did this? How about if you guys do this?
One of the mistakes I made early on, and thanks for sharing that, was I underestimated the power of giving.
Wow.
Okay? Because when I was growing, I was like, this man has everything.
Yeah.
What do I give to this person? I'll give you an example. And I'll throw you under the bus. Basically sometimes I don't know what to get for you. I don't know what to get for you. I don't know what to get for you.
Yeah.
And then some of my friends think, oh, I don't know what to buy for you, but I don't know what. And in my mind, I smile. I tell my wife, I was like, the thing is, if you buy a piece of pen, I would appreciate it as if you buy a Ferrari for me. And I'm genuinely honest.
Yeah.
Like I tell my close friends, I was like, whatever I like, or I think, oh, I like this thing, I'll save for it. I'll buy it myself. Right?